Hello everybody, Kermit the Frog here. Today I will be reading some fanfiction that my friend created in 2020. It is a Slender-Verse fanfiction. I'm not too well versed in the Slender-Verse, but I will be reading it anyways. 5 more yawn minutes. I hear Jeff say from down the hall. There's a rustling from the room and then footsteps traveling down the hallway. I throw a pillow over my face, knowing I'm next to be woken up. The door opens and I peek out from under my covers, locking eyes with Vinny. I groan, rolling over as he berated me for not setting my alarm. After some fighting, I finally sit up, noticing Evan in the doorway. We had all spent the night at his house, so we could leave early for our long-awaited lake trip. I'd been begging to go for so long, and everyone finally had free time in their schedules. I mean, what else were college students supposed to do on spring break? It was my parents' lake house that we would all go to at the time when I was a kid. And they've been letting me use it over breaks. I nod to Evan, who's wearing that dumb hat he loved so much. Lazy bum. He turns around and walks away with a heavy step. What the heck? I stand grabbing my suitcase from off the floor and dragging it to the door. I'll deal with him later. I hear Vinny talking to himself. That's just not true. I just misread like crazy. I hear Vinny talking to Jeff, trying to get his lazy self up. I walk up to the bathroom to brush my teeth. I grab the clothes I had set out the night before and throw them on. Tight black ripped jeans with a static belt, my favorite Cookie Monster shirt that probably hasn't been washed in weeks, and various accessories. I slide on my Vans, standing and checking my outfit in the mirror. This is as good as it gets. I tighten my fringe to the side, letting my bright blue extensions really stick out. I get to my suitcase and bring it to the kitchen where Vinny and Jeff are. I slump over the counter, groaning as my stomach rumbles. Food, I mumble. Vinny slides the car keys to me. We're stopping at McDonald's. All our food is packed up. I snap up, bringing the keys. Then why are we just standing around? Let's go. I rush past Evan, who is trying to carry my suitcase to the trunk. I give him a smile as I open the car door, strapping myself in. I wait for everyone to get it before I get in. I wait for everyone else to get in before I start the car, driving down the road to McDonald's. Vinny hands me some cash to pay, and we begin our drive to the lake. It was about a 3-hour drive until we got there, so in the meantime, we listened to some music and talked. And by we, I mean me and Vinny. Jeff had been passed out as soon as he got on the road. Evan just wouldn't stop looking at his feet. What's his deal? I think to myself, we thought the best way to get him out, whatever this was, is some good company and alcohol. I know a perfect way to end it. We finally made it to the house, and I helped to unload. My hands brushed against Evan's when I was handing him his suitcase, and he almost dropped it. He stopped, dragging it behind him. I shook my head and went back to grabbing stuff. Sorry, that's a cat. Apologies. He almost dropped it. He stomped away, dragging it behind him. I shook my head and went back to grabbing stuff. We need to figure out sleeping arrangements. I get to call the shots since it's my place. I obviously picked the biggest room. There's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a balcony, a loft, and a basement. That serves as kind of a second living space, with glass sliding doors leading to the dock. I only had one sibling, and my parents had parties there, so the house was always packed. Alright, there's 4 rooms, so no one has to share. Also, one of the bedrooms is in the basement, which means someone's sleeping alone down there. I eyes. Evan walks downstairs without another word, a weird smirk on his face. Jeff and Vigny pick out the rooms, and I change out of my clothes and into my swimsuit. Sliding on some black shorts and walk into the kitchen. I grab sunscreen and my sunglasses. I'm going down to the dock, I yell, and I hear heavy footsteps falling on the stairs. Already knowing who it is, Evan turns the corner, and I get chills down my spine. Cold, are you? He asked me in what sounded like a growl. A little bit, I reply, yelling to the guys if they want to come with. I hear nothing, and I assume they're napping. I guess it's just you and me, Evan. He sort of smiled. If anything, he looked in pain. I open the door and start to walk down the long staircase. I look around at all the trees and flowers surrounding the walkway. My parents also own the land around us, so it's pretty secluded. The only other residence I've ever seen was a family of deer. I think that's what that said. As I am walking down the long stairway, my shoe gets caught as I'm walking down the stairs, and I lose my footing, tumbling down the last remaining steps. Cuts and scrapes were all over my legs. My palms stung and my eyes were watering. I look up at Evan. He's just standing and laughing. I felt the tears run down my eyes. He rolls his eyes. Okay, wait. Oh my. That was terrifying. He rolls his eyes, kneeling next to me with his towel. You're so dramatic. It's not like you broke anything, he says, dabbing my cuts with the towel. I don't even know what to say to that. And I start crying. He grabs my arms, hoisting me up and holding me up by the waist. I grip onto his shoulders, my nails digging into them. We get back to the house, and he sets me down to open the door. As he's setting me down, my legs brush against his, and he looks flustered. Does he like seeing people cry? Oh well, he won't be around much longer to enjoy it. My body betrays me the way I shivered against him. He must have noticed. I see him crack an eerie smile. An eerie smile. Where was I? As he shoves me into the open door, I stare up at him, mouth dry. Oh, I'm gonna go shower. I say, is my voice shaky? I hope not. Good, you're dirty. What the heck? Okay, douchebag. I walk to my room to get new clothes, and I hop into the shower. It sounded like my door opened, but I ignore it for now, and let the warm water cleanse my bleeding skin. I get out and change, walking into the empty living room. I see Vinny and Alex sitting on the couch, flipping through random stations on the TV. I decide to make some tea. You guys seen Jeff? I say, smirking as I pour water into a kettle. Nah, I think he's asleep. Vinny answers. I hum, putting the kettle on the stove. Good, he's alone. I walk out of the kitchen and stand by the couch. I think I'm gonna take a nap. I got a bit banged up on the way down to the dock. I nod at Evan. He just grins at me. I could have sworn his eyes changed color. Whatever. He's the least of my worries right now. I walk back to my room, quietly opening my suitcase. I packed a bit more than necessary, but you can never have too much fun. I pick up my hatchet and took out a clear bottle, getting a rag from my bathroom. I passes out. The door clicks open. I turn around to see Evan standing in the doorway. "Hey, Jeff, why don't you..." Evan stops. I look like a deer in headlights as I stare at him, hoping he won't scream. He shuts the door, and he looks up at me with a wide grin. I pick up the hatchet, staring blank-eyed at him. He locks the door behind him and takes a big step towards me. I hold up the hatchet, looking at him. "Yes, little girl, you might hurt yourself." I scoff. "I'm older than you." He grins at that before lunging towards me. He moved so quickly, I didn't even have time to react. And he grabbed my wrist so hard I dropped the hatchet. "I'm gonna kill you, Evan," I snarl, trying to break free. "Oh, I'm not Evan." I look up to see him grinning, his eyes almost black. All of a sudden, I'm snapped out of this sort of a haze when I hear footsteps outside. Evan, or whoever he is, pushed me into the wall and covered my mouth. "Shut up," I huff, kneeing him in the stomach. He grunts against me, taking his hands off my mouth to slap me. I gasp, rubbing the side of my face. I listen for Vinny's footsteps as I grimace at Evan. I hear his knock on the door before I push Evan against the bed frame. I rush to grab my hatchet, and he pulls me back by my hair. I let out a quiet yelp before he covers my mouth again. "So you're a killer, huh? Your own friends? I did not take you for that kind of chick." He pushes me back, nodding over to Jeff. "Go ahead. Finish what you started." He grins, leaning against the wall. I stare at him, dumbfounded. Who are you?" I ask him. "Evan." He grins. I shake my head. Evan wouldn't let this happen to one of his friends. Evan wouldn't insult me every chance he got. He wouldn't act like I just show him this. "Who are you?" His grin grows wider. Whoever this was, it couldn't be human. I thought I really had it. He chuckles. "But you're right. Evan's not here anymore." He steps closer, picking the hatchet off the floor. "I'm Habit." "Habit? What kind of name is that?" He shoves me against the headboard. "Shut up! What kind of name is YN?" Didn't mean to hit a nerve. I reach for the hatchet, but suddenly Jeff stirs on the bed. Habit shoves the knife in my hand. "Do it." His grin is ear to ear, his eyes filled with something I can't quite name. Seeing my best friend's body act out things he would never even think of has me a little unnerved. But I continue in my endeavors. I've wanted to get rid of these guys ever since middle school. They would make fun of me for my weight, how he looked. And I've held that against them for as long as I can remember. I carry the knife as I walk over to Jeff, his eyes almost opening. Excitement and nervousness run through me as I slice the hatchet over his neck. Okay, this is insane. What the heck? Dude. And he shoots up, choking on his own blood. Oh my god, dude. I punch him over and over, blood spraying on my clothes. I catch a glimpse of Habit in the corner of my eye, licking blood off his fingers like some kind of animal. What the? I let go of Jeff, his body laying limp on the blood-stained bed. I take my hatchet and turn to Habit, who seems to be enjoying this. YN. He steps closer. I step back. He finds this amusing and decides to lunge at me, causing me to drop the hatchet. Habit. We need to clean this up. I don't remember making this mess. You, though. I don't know what to do with you now. He takes another step closer, our chests almost touching. I was gonna kill every one of you, but I think I might keep you. He must have noticed my shift in attitude and took it as an invitation. He brings his hand to my throat, gripping it tightly. Semicolon. He brings his hand to my throat, gripping it tightly. I breathe out shakily. He grins eerily, wishing it'd stay any longer. I say between gasps. His hand grips harder, so I start to see stars. I breathe heavily, gripping his forearm to see where I can see the scratches I leave. He lets go, smirking at me. This is disgusting. What the hell, bro? Get out. I'll take care of him, he says. He sounds too cheery for a murderer. I walk past him, my step light. I quietly open the door and walk into my room, changing my PJs. What? Yeah, changing my PJs. I turn on the shower and let Jeff's blood run down the drain. The blood of a shallow, cold man. The blood of a man that bullied me throughout school, along with the other two. I thought that the thought of my teenage years being ruined by three guys who were supposed to be my friends made something stir in